students, welcome to Dr. Subhash Technical Campus. As a part of our subject for the current semester, today we will discuss on quartile and quartile deviation. See, this is a part of measure of central tendency and also a part of dispersion. Okay. In measures of central tendency, we have learned how to find mean, median, and mode for various observations, and in dispersion, we have learned how to find standard deviation and mean deviation. So, in this lecture, we will discuss what is quartile and what is quartile deviation, and we will see different types of examples based on it. Okay. So first let us see what is quartile. Sometimes our data can be divided into 4, 10 or 100 parts, and then we make use of quartiles, deciles or percentiles. See, from these two lines we can say that when a data is divided into 4 parts, then we use quartiles. When it is divided in 10 parts, then we use deciles, and when the data is divided into 100 different parts, then we say it percentiles. Okay. Now to determine quartiles, deciles or percentiles, we are having different formulas. For individual observations, we will use quartiles by QK, where K equal to 1, 2, 3. Okay. See, it is quartile, so we are dividing into 4 parts, so K will be only 1, 2 and 3. Now for deciles we use DK. Since it is divided in 10 parts, so we will take 1 less than 10, that is the value of K will be 1, 2, 3 up to 9. And percentiles we are dividing in 100 parts, we denote it by PK, and we will take 1 less than 100, that is the value of K will be equal to 1, 2 up to 99. Now let n be the number of observations. We are taking n number of observations. Then for QK we find n equal to, capital N equal to n into K by 4. DK will find capital N as n into K by 10, and for PK we find n as n into K by 100. See, only the denominator part is changing. Okay, so it is easier for us to remember. If n is not an integer, then find the value at the place of next integer from n. Okay, we are finding here capital N over here. These are the 4 formulas we are taking for capital N. If the value of this n is not integer, then we will take the next value from n. If capital N is 2.34, okay, then our capital N will be considered as 3. And if n is an integer, then find the mean of the values at nth and n plus 1th places. If capital N is an integer, that is if we are taking 3, 4, 5 we are getting, then what we have to do is we have to take the mean of nth and n plus 1th places, average of these two values. That was for n observations. Now if the frequency, simple frequency distribution is given to us, then the value of variable corresponding to the cumulative frequency just greater than nk by 4 for QK, nk by 10 for PK, and nk by 100 for PK. This is related to cumulative frequency. Now we know that how to find cumulative frequency. We have already learned in median. Okay. Now for grouped frequency distribution, in this case the same formula for median can be applied, except the value of the size of quartile, decile or percentile is out instead of the value of the size of median. That is, see, it is just like the formula of median. Q3 equal to L plus H by F into 3n by 4 minus F. If you know the formula of median, we were writing there L plus H into n by 2 minus capital F divided by small f. This is similar to that. If it is D9, we will replace here 3 by 9. L plus H by F, 9 into capital N. Since it is D, we will replace 10 over here minus F. Similarly, for PK, if it is P94, then L plus H by F, here 94 will be, 9 will be replaced by 94 and here 10 will be replaced by 100 since it is P minus F, where we know that L is the lower limit of the model class, H is the width, F is the frequency and capital F is the cumulative frequency. Okay, now let us see some results. For quartiles, the cumulative frequency is just greater than nk by 4 is the class containing qk. For deciles, cumulative frequency just greater than nk by 10. Here it is greater than nk by 4, nk by 10 in the class containing dk. And for the percentile, the cumulative frequency just greater than nk by 100 is the class containing pk. So these are the results and formulas we need to remember to solve our examples. One more formula that we are writing here. Interquartile. Interquartile means Q3 minus Q1. Just now we have seen the formula for Q3. So similarly, we can find the formula for Q1. So we can find interquartile means Q3 minus Q1. Now example 1. We are moving towards the example, which will be easier for us to understand how we are using the formulas we have learned just now. Okay, now from the following data of wages of workers, find Q3, Q1, P43 and D7, and our income is given over here. So this is the data of the wages of workers given to us. We have to find this for quartile, percentile and deciles for different values. Now what will be our first part? Our first part will be, we will arrange the data in the ascending order, in increasing order. Okay, we are arranging the data in increasing order. So I have arranged this here. This data I am arranging here in increasing order, right? Now first we have to find Q1 for n observations. This is for n observations. So first formula we will use. Okay, so Q1 will be equal to nk by 4. What is our n over here? How many values are there? 3, 6, 8. There are 8 values over here. So n is equal to 8. Okay. So n equal to 8 and k is what? It is Q1. So k equal to 1 divided by 4. So you get your answer as 2, which is an integer. Okay, so just now we have learned, if capital N is an integer, then we are taking n plus n, average of n and n plus 1. So this is our capital N. So average of second and third. So here second value is 120, third value is 127. So 120 plus 127 divided by 2, that is 123.5. This is our Q1. Now next we have to find Q3. So again the formula of capital N will be n into k by 4. Our n is fixed, n is equal to 8. So n equal to 8. Here it is for 3. So k will be equal to 3 divided by 4. So again the value is 6, which is an integer. So we will take the average of 6th and 7th value from the sequence. So 6th value is 191, 7th value is 205. From the ascending series, divide by 2. You get your answer as 198, right? Similarly, next we find D7. Again n is formula is capital N equal to Nk by 10. So N is 8, K is 7. This is 7 divided by 10. This is 5.6. Now it is not an integer, so we will take the higher value of this. So 5.6 we will consider as 6. So we will take the sixth value, and our sixth value is 191, which is the value of D7. Now next is we have to find P43. So capital N equal to N into K by 100. Again N is 8, K is 43 divided by 100. You are taking 3.44. We are getting. Okay. Again it is not an integer. So when it is not an integer, we will take the higher value of this. So we will consider as fourth value, and our fourth value is 143. So in this way we are making the use of capital N to find the values of percentiles, deciles and quartiles. Let us move towards the second example, where we are given simple frequency distribution, that is xi and fi are given to us, right? See, the following is the marks obtained by the students. Marks and students are given to us. You have to calculate second quartile, 8th decile and 90th percentile. That is, you have to calculate Q2, D8 and P90. That's all you have to calculate. So first we will construct a table, since we will need here cumulative frequency. So first we are writing marks over here, and we are writing the number of students over here, right? And we will find the cumulative frequency. Cumulative frequency comes from frequency. So first we will write 4 as it is. 4 plus 12, that is 16. 16 plus 26, that is 42, and so on. And we will do the total of Fi. Total of Fi will be 60, right? So we are moving towards the solution. So capital N is what? Summation of Fi, and summation of Fi means 60. Now for quartiles, deciles and percentiles, we will calculate this type of equations. Okay, since it is second quartile, so second quartile will be what? 2 into n by 4, which is equal to 30. Next is 8 into n by 10, which is equal to 48, and 90 into n by 100, that is equal to 54. Okay, we are keep putting the values over here. See how these values have come. For second quartile we will take 2 into capital N by 4, that is 2 into 60 by 4. You cut this, you get here 15. So 15 into 2, this is for 30. Similarly, we will put here value of n. 8 into 60 divided by 10, that is 48. Same way, 90 and by 100. 90 into 60 divided by 100, that is 54. Right? Now see how you will see this. Here you have to find the value of Q2. This is particularly when we are given X and F. The value corresponding to cumulative frequency 42, which is greater than 30, and your answer is 15. I will show you. Okay, I will take the back slide once again. You have to move towards the cumulative frequency. See, this 30, where it comes, this 30, take the higher value of 30, more than 30 in cumulative frequency. See, 30 comes where? After 16 it comes. Okay, means the higher term, the term more than 30 over here first is 42, and the value, the corresponding xi will be its value of Q2, that is 15, right? Now next you have to find the corresponding D8, the value corresponding to cumulative frequency 50, which is greater than 48, that is 20. Now let us see in the table once again. See, next is 48. So where 48 comes, the value greater than 48 over here is 50, right? And the corresponding xi value is what? 20. So this is our value for 8th decile. And the last, if you see, is 54. The value greater than 54 in cumulative frequency is what? 56. And its corresponding xi will be what? Its value for 90th decile, that is 25. So in this way, when xi and fi are given to us, we can find various values of quartiles, deciles and percentiles. Now let us move towards the next example, where we are given class interval and frequency. Okay, so find the third quartile, fourth decile and 60th decile for. We have to find Q3, D4 and P60 for the following values. Now first we'll construct a table over here, right? Once you understand Q3, you will definitely know how to find D4 and P60. So see, this is the class interval given to us and frequency distribution given to us. See here, we don't need xi, so we'll not find xi, right? We'll just move towards the cumulative frequency. So 5 plus 6, that is 11, 11 plus 15, that is 26. Similarly, we will find all the values over here. Now here we will use which formula we have just discussed. Now we will use the formula as we were using in median. Okay, so that formula we will use here. See, Q3 will be equal to L plus H by F into 3n by 4 minus capital F. Now we know how to find these values. It is very easy to find. Same method we are using here, which we are using for median. See, there we were using n by 2, and here what it is given to us? 3n by 4. So first we'll find 3n by 4. Okay, and what is n? N is the total of this frequency. It must be 49, right? Because the last term for the CF is 49, so definitely n will be equal to 49. Now see, we'll calculate 3 into capital N, that is total of F divided by 4. You get 36.75. Now what we will do this? We will see where this comes in cumulative frequency. It must be in after 36, right? So after 36, what is your class interval? 25 to 30. So this is our class interval. And what is the cumulative frequency we are taking here? 41. But here we are not needing this for a moment. So L will be what? 25. It is the H is what? Difference of the interval, that is 5. What is small f? See, we are taking the interval 25 to 30. So this will be our small f, and cumulative frequency above this term, this 36, will be our capital F. Now we will substitute these values in these equations, and after solving this, we get our answer as 25.75. Now in the same way, we will find D4. Now for D4, what you will need? You will need here 4 into n by 10. Since it is decile, we will replace this 4 by 10. So first we will find the value of 4 into n by 10. That is, you get 19.6. Now see, where this 19.6 comes? It comes after 11 over here. Okay. So the class interval below this term will be what? 15 to 20. So 15 to 20 is your class interval, and L will be 15, H is 5, and this is your class interval. So this must be small f, and this must be capital F. So small f is 15, capital F is 11. Now we'll put these values over here in this formula. So on calculating these terms, you get your answer as 17.86, which is your D4. Now next, we have to find P60. For P60, you need to calculate 60 into n by 100, you get 29.4. See, now where 29.4 comes? It comes in this class interval. Okay, so you will take as 20 to 25, small f will be 10 and capital F will be 26. So small f is 10, capital F is 26. You are taking your class interval as 20 to 25. So L will be equal to 20. Now we'll put all these values in this equation and you get the value of P60 as 21.75. So this was the concept of how to find quartile, deciles and percentile. Now let us see what is range. There is one more concept and based on this we will move towards quartile deviation. Now what is range? It is obtained by taking the difference of largest and the smallest value from the observations. That is range equal to largest value minus smallest value. It is very simple. See, if I am taking the range 11 to 15, if I am taking this as my class interval, okay, so what is the range of this? Highest minus lowest. So 15 minus 11, that is equal to 4. So 4 is my range. Now let us take one more concept, that is quartile deviation. Now see, we know that quartile range is given by what? Q3 minus Q1 we have just seen, and quartile deviation is defined as Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2. Now we know how to find Q3 and Q1 when for the various observations. Okay, this is also known as semi-interquartile range. This QD is also known as semi-interquartile range, and the coefficient of interquartile range is given by Q3 minus Q1 upon Q3 plus Q1. Again, coefficient of variation is given by QD upon median into 100. QD upon median into 100. These three things we need to remember. See, interquartile range is given by Q3 minus Q1. Quartile deviation is given by Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2. Coefficient is given by Q3 minus Q1 upon Q3 plus Q1, and coefficient of variation is given by quartile deviation upon median into 100. Now we will see some of the examples over here. Consider the data. We are given some data. Find QD, interquartile range and coefficient of quartile deviation. First, what we will do is we need the value of Q1 and Q3 and simple observations are given to us. So first we will arrange this data in increasing order. And how many values are given to us? 10 values are given to us. So here small n will be equal to 10. Now this is of the type first example just we have done. It is of the same type, right? So similar in that way we will calculate Q1 and Q3 first of all. So for Q1 n is equal to n k by 4. So k is 1. So n into 1 by 4, that is 10 by 4, which is equal to 2.5. Now this is not an integer, so we'll take one number higher than this. That is we will take the third value of from the given sequence, from the ascending sequence. So third value is 8. So your Q1 is equal to 8. Now next Q3. For Q3, capital N equal to 3 into n by 4, that is 3 into 30 by 4, which is equal to 7.5. Again, this is not an integer, so we'll take the 8th value, and your 8th value is 16, which is equal to Q3. Now interquartile range is given by what? Q3 minus Q1. Okay, interquartile range is given by what? Q3 minus Q1. Now you have both the values Q3 and Q1. 16 minus 8, that is 8. And coefficient of quartile deviation is what? Q3 minus Q1 upon Q3 plus Q1. This is the formula. We'll simply substitute these values. So 16 minus 8 upon 16 plus 8, that is equal to 1 by 3. So this was the simplest example of quartile deviation. Now next, For the following age distribution of students, find quartile deviation and its coefficient. So here we are given age in years and number of students. So first we will need to find Q1 and Q3 for the Xi's and Fi's. So first we are writing all the Xi over here. This is the Fi given to us, and cumulative frequency table we will find. So first we have capital N, that is summation of Fi, that will be 84. So capital N is 84. Now for Q1, capital N equal to small n divided by 4. Okay, so this is equal to what? 21. Now Q1 will be what? The value of variable just greater than 21. So the value of variable greater than 21 is what here? 26. So the corresponding Xi, that is 18, will be the value of Q1, right? Now for Q3, capital N is given by 3, small n is given by 3 into capital N by 4. So 3 into 84 by 4, that is 63. Now where 63 comes? See here, it comes in this range. Okay, so the corresponding Xi is what? 22. So that is your Q3. Now quartile deviation is given by Q3 minus Q1 upon 2. So 22 minus 18 by 2, which is equal to 2. And coefficient is given by Q3 minus Q1 upon Q3 plus Q1, which is equal to 22 minus 18 upon 22 plus 18. On simplifying this, you get your coefficient of quartile deviation as 0.1. Now in the same way, we will move towards the third example. Find the quartile deviation and its coefficient. Also find the interquartile range and coefficient of variation. Here we are given marks and number of students. See, first we will construct a table. Marks is given to us, frequency is given to us. We will find CF. Here capital N is what? 50, right? We will use the formula of median over here. Now for Q1, first you need N by 4. So 50 by 4, that is 12.5. Okay, 12.5 comes where? It comes after 8, or you can say it comes in 24. So your range will be 35 to 37. Just near that, this is our 17 will be small f, and this 8 will be capital F. H is interval of 2, so H will be equal to 2, and small capital L will be 35. We'll put this in the formula of Q1. On calculating this, we get 35.5294 as the value of Q1. Now here what you need is, you will need the value of Q2. I will make you understand why we will need Q2 over here. Okay, so Q2 equal to N by 2. N by 2 is 50 by 2, that is 25. Now 25 comes after 24, that is it comes in the range of 38 to 40. So here a small f will be 13 and capital F will be 24. So small f is 13, capital F is 24, small l is, capital L will be 38 and H is 2. We'll put this in the formula of Q2. On simplifying this, you get your answer as 35.1538. Again, we need to find value of Q3 for quartile deviation. Okay, so for quartile deviation, we will calculate 3n by 4, which is 37.5. Now 37.5 comes after 37, so it comes in the interval 41 to 43. So 8 will be our small f and 37 will be our capital F. So 8 and 37, H will be obviously 2 and L will be 41. We'll put in the formula of Q3, and on simplifying this, we get your answer as 41.125. Now see, what all you need to calculate is, you need to calculate quartile deviation, coefficient of quartile deviation, interquartile range, and coefficient of variation. This all three things you will need here. Okay. So QD is what? Q3 minus Q1 by 2. So this is Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2. You get 2.7978, which is the result of quartile deviation. Next you will need is coefficient of quartile deviation, that is Q3 minus Q1 on Q3 plus Q1. On calculating this, you get your answer as 0.0729. Now interquartile range is what? Q3 minus Q1, which is very simple. You know, 5.5956. Now where is the use of Q2? Q2 means median, right? So that is why we have written, we have just found the value of Q2, that is median. You just see the formula of that, you will find the value formula similar to median. So coefficient of variation is given by QD upon median into 100. So QD obtained above is 2.7978 and median is what? Q2. So value of Q2 was 38.1538 into 100, which is equal to 7.3329. So students, this was the next part of the basic statistics, quartile and quartile deviation. So for this you need to find, you must know how to find median again over here. It is the base must be clear first of all of central tendency, and in the starting first you must know how to find quartiles, percentiles and deciles, then only we can move towards quartile deviation. So you must be clear with this topic. Thank you.